Hello everyone, and you're welcome back once again to LearnCity. So let's go to today's topic, in which we are going to talk about format of trading accounts. And after dwelling on the format, we are going to take a look at a very simple example in relation to our trading account. So without any further ado and without wasting much of your time, let's get to business. So when we're talking about trading account, it typically has the debit side and the credit side. So on the debit side, it has item that, in debit side, in accounting, we call debit side the debit the receiver, and the credit side we call credit the giver rather, sorry. So first off, before I give out an example on trading accounts, let me give you the format, how trading accounts looks like. So in trading accounts, the first thing you want to draw out your format. Don't forget your debit side and don't also forget your credit side. That's very paramount to it. So let's go. The first thing you have to do is your heading. You just write it like trading account for the year ended. For this type of year, I will put 2023. So this one will just be at the heading like this before you move to the next thing. What you just have to do now is you first of all write your debit side. This one will be at the left hand side, debit side, otherwise known as debit the receiver. So when you move to the right hand side also, you write your credits. So your credit side will be here. So after writing that, of course, we are going to deal with various items. Those items we refer to as them as particulars. So you're going to have your particulars here. Remember, this is just um, formats. So the particular will be here for debit side, and your particulars will also be. Sorry, don't forget your amounts too. So you're going to put your amount here. So particulars also for credit side. Particulars. So just let me rule it so it will be more easier to see. So so there is a need to rule it like this to create a room for every items you are going to list in your trading account. So in trading accounts, if we are trading, there is a need for us to have a stock. So in accounts, we call this as opening stock. So the first item will be your opening stock. Opening stock. So after opening stock, this opening stock, you have to write the amount here, but this is just format. So you can just write dot dot dots. It's just format. So also, don't forget, if you have a stock, you have to buy in another goods into your business. So that will be what? That will be purchases. That will be purchases. So after purchases, after buying of goods, there will be some issues in trading, of course. So most of the issue we categorize this as returns, and that return it has two. We have return inwards and we also have return outwards. And these returns we usually less than. So for this one, I'm going to make use of return outward. So you have to write less return outwards. let's return outwards. Sorry, my handwriting. Then you also put in the amount at the same time. So after that, your wages and salary that you're going to pay to your workers, you have to write it wages and salary. Sorry, after lessing this particular one, the amount is going to be under in here, going to be here. So the next item I said earlier is your wages and salary. You can see that I'm still writing items on that debit side because debit the receiver. I'm still focusing on debit. So don't forget your wages and salary. Um, our wages will be here or salaries salaries. Also, in running your business, you may use some maybe petrol or gas or any source of in procurement that you use to secure power. So, gas, um, apart from gas, you can fuel or power. Gas, fuel. So you write in the amount like this too. Let me write this for you. So after that, the next thing on that debit side is the inwards or carriage inwards like this, your inwards or carriage. So after that, the next thing is if a particular organization is dealing with shipments on sea, let's use sea. You know they are going to make use of ships. So there is a need for them to pay the freight or octroi and charges. So in case it occurs, you have to include your freight charges also, in which they are going to pay freight or sometimes octroi charges too. So next thing is in manufacturing your goods to your customer. The manufacturing expenses, it will also be in the debit side. So you have to write in your manufacturing expenses, manufacturing expenses. So after your manufacturing expenses, so you will also write in the amount too. So after doing all this, what you just have to know is this item, it may vary depending on your trading capacity in your organization. But to this, I'm going to stop it here. If we take an example in the next step now, you're going to see the full aspect of the trading account. You can just total it like this. The total will be here like this also. So this total will be the balancing figure. Balancing figure. So that's that about the debit side. Let me move to the credit side of the trading account. The credit side, as I said earlier, you debit the receiver and you credit the giver. The debit side for all these items I wrote down, it includes anything related to debit, and this credit side is in form of gain to the organization. So the first item that will be in the credit side will be sales. You can see that all these items are writing them under particulars. So sales. This type of sales, it's just like opening stock in this debit side. You remember in the debit side, I wrote opening stock. After it, I wrote purchases. In that particular purchases, I made mention of returns, which they are categorized into two: the return inwards and also return outward. So for this sales now, possibly there are some situations that you have return inwards for that sales. So with that return inwards, you have to less it from your sale. The sale amount, you will not even carry it to the naira sign yet. The sale amount will be here first because you want to make an adjustment under it. So you less return inward. You will less return inward, and after doing that adjustment, you underline it like this and you bring the total here. Then after that, if your sales have scrap, of course it has to be there. it will just be by scrap sales. So after that, you have to bring in your closing stock. This closing stock will be given in case you have a question in your type of question, closing stock. So the amount will also be here. So this is just a little aspect I can explain about the format of trading accounts.